In the grand story of history, some figures shine so brightly, they feel almost mythical. But Harriet Tubman was real, and her life is a powerful testament to courage, resilience, and an unbreakable spirit. Imagine being born into the brutal reality of slavery around 1822 in Maryland. Harriet's early life was a nightmare of harsh labor, violence, and the constant fear of being torn away from her family. It was a system designed to break people, to crush their hope. But even in those darkest of times, a fire burned within her unshakable belief that she and all our people deserved to be free. In 1849, the moment of truth arrived. Learning she was about to be sold and separated from her loved ones forever, Harriet made a decision that would change the course of American history. She chose to run with nothing but her wits, her knowledge of the wilderness, and the North Star as her guide. She traveled over 100 miles on foot. When she finally crossed the border into the free state of Pennsylvania, she said she felt like she was in heaven. She looked at her hands to see if she was the same person, saying, there was such a glory over everything. For most, the story would end there, a hard-won freedom, a new life to build. But Harriet Tubman was not most people. Safety was not enough if her family and friends were still in chains. So she did something astonishing. She went back. Again, and again, and again. Over the next decade, she returned to the slaveholding South about 13 times, becoming one of the most famous conductors on the Underground Railroad. She personally guided around 70 people, including her own elderly parents, out of bondage. She gave instructions that helped dozens more find their own way to freedom. Her missions were so successful, so daring, that she earned the nickname Moses, leading her people to the Promised Land. Slave owners, furious and baffled, put a massive bounty on her head, but she was never caught. She famously said, I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. When the Civil War erupted, Harriet's fight for freedom entered a new chapter. She wasn't content to sit on the sidelines. She joined the Union Army, serving as a nurse, a scout, and a spy. Her knowledge of the southern terrain and her network of contacts were invaluable. In one of her most incredible feats, she helped plan and lead the Combahee River Raid in South Carolina. This made her the first woman in U.S. history to command an armed military operation. The raid was a massive success, liberating over 700 enslaved people in a single night. She wasn't just fighting for freedom anymore. She was leading armies to seize it. Even after the war and the abolition of slavery, Harriet's work was far from over. She dedicated the rest of her long life to fighting for justice. She became a passionate advocate for women's suffrage, standing alongside figures like Susan B. Anthony, arguing that if she had earned the right to fight for her country, she had earned the right to vote. She cared for the poor, for veterans, and established a home for the elderly and needy. She lived in service to others until her passing in 1930, leaving behind a legacy that is almost too immense to grasp. Harriet Tubman's story is more than just a historical account. It's a lesson in what one determined person can achieve against impossible odds. She shows us that you don't need a title or a position to be a leader. All you need is a core of conviction and the courage to act on it. Her life reminds us that true freedom isn't just about breaking our own chains, but about reaching back to help others break theirs. So if you ever feel like the challenges ahead are too great, remember the woman who refused to be broken. Remember Harriet Tubman. Thanks for watching. If her story inspires you, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of incredible people who changed the world.